Hey guys, Justin here, or Mr. Fisher Mooser. Welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be giving you an update on the development of the Moose SMP. Stay tuned, I'll leave timestamps in the description below. First, I'm going to talk about what I have done, and then I'll talk about what needs to be done, and then I will talk about the actual launch of the server. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get right to it. Alright guys, so after several months of researching strategies, locating, and even developing plugins, setting up the configs, and creating lore, the Moose SMP server is on the final stretch of being released. A few things we have worked on so far are 2 custom bosses, some custom items for the bosses to drop, custom textures for everything, storyline with quests, and a map for the storyline. So to go a little bit more in depth, not a whole lot, but just a little bit more in depth than what that means. I have taken several hours and spent them creating 2 custom bosses for the main cast to fight in Season 3 of the Moose SMP. One of the future updates that the Moose SMP will have will be the ability for the players to also fight bosses. These bosses are not going to be the hardest in the world, but through some testing I find them extremely fun to fight. Once I make all 4 of the bosses, I will get some people to help me test them with multiple people. So far I have made 1 custom item that may or may not use arrows. For one of the bosses to drop, I will be editing it slightly to make sure it isn't too OP or too boring, just enough to kind of keep it cool. I've also added a custom texture for a block that will be feared on the server, at least for now. So far, that is the only custom model or texture, with many other well on their way. What makes the Moose SMP so intriguing is its custom storyline. Using a bit of imagination, some creativity, and a whole lot of redos, I've created what I believe will be an amazing and interactive storyline for Season 3. Using this storyline, it also opens so many possibilities for future seasons. My plan is to have each season be more and more interactive for the players too, not just the cast. My team and I have spent many hours over the past several months planning and creating a map that also accommodates the storyline of Season 3. On top of that, the map is also set to incorporate the players whenever the server becomes public. Now that we've gotten what I've been working on recently out of the way, let's go ahead and bring up some things that still need to be done before the actual launch of the server. We really are on the home stretch. There are only a few things that we still need. I'll list those things and then I'll tell you how the server will be released. Some of the things that we will need to finish will include 2 more bosses, 3 more custom items, a few 3D models, and beta testing. This list may not include everything that is needed, but it about sums it up. I still need to create the remaining 2 bosses. I have their locations, but I have not set their abilities or anything with their AI just yet. The custom items and drops still need to be created, and how to obtain them still needs to be decided and then created for both the custom items for the cast members, as well as the custom items that the bosses will drop. Some more of the custom items would include like the physical currency that will be used on the server, as well as some other little bits and pieces of fun little items. Most of the 3D models and custom textures have yet to be created and are currently in the works. This would include, but are not limited to, things like the coins for the custom currency, some fun little cosmetics, and the items for the bosses to drop. After everything is finished for the in-game half of the server, everything needs to be tested, and tested, and tested, and then tested some more. Once everything in-game has been made and tested, I will then begin the process of initiating the release. The game plan for the release is as follows: create contracts and terms of service, finish the Discord server, create applications, update the website, and then finally launch Season 3. For the server, I will need to create contracts and a terms of service, especially if in the future I plan to have money involved. I do plan on having the Moose SMP be able to host itself by the income that it receives, and as well as being able to pay both high-ranking staff members as well as even the main cast. In order for this to happen, I need the server to be able to sustain a steady income. In order to do this, I will need to make ways for people to buy stuff on the server, and in order to have anything regarding money, I will need a legal system. Therefore, I will be creating a terms of service and all the other legalities behind selling stuff, especially online products, as well as a Minecraft server. I will also be creating contracts because the lore behind the Moose SMP is similar to that of a movie. So similar to how actual cast members of a movie crew will need to sign a contract, especially if they are paid, to not disclose any bit of the information or story to the public until it is released, I will have similar contracts for the staff members and the casting crew for the Moose SMP. On top of creating contracts and terms of service, I will need to finish the Discord server. The Discord server needs to have roles and permissions all set for the different groups, as well as have all the channels created. Once I have the Discord server all set up, I can then create the applications for people to be able to apply to join the staff team, the main cast, writers, creators, and whatever else. That will all be created and put into the Discord server. After the applications are made, I will update the website and make it look a little bit nicer. I will also be changing the information on the website to accommodate for the releasing of the Moose SMP. I already have plans and a partial script for a live action teaser trailer for Season 3. I have even scouted out locations and started looking at prices for props. I will be putting a lot of effort into this teaser trailer. This teaser trailer will not only be used as an ad for the server, but also the start of the Season 3 storyline. So this teaser trailer will be very valuable. Once the applications are closed, I will personally be going through each one of them, picking out who I am going to use for the main cast as well as the subcast. After the cast and staff are chosen, I will debrief them on the rules, gameplay style, necessary information for the storyline, code of conduct, etc. Once everything has been completed, the server will launch in stages, beginning with Stage 1. Stage 1 will be when the storyline starts, and the main cast will be whitelisted and begin to play. The storyline for Season 3 is meant to be towards mid to late game. The start will be slow as the main cast are gathering resources and building houses. After a while, a lore event will happen that will spark the actual story arc for Season 3. The end of this story arc will allow for the first 10 players to join, initiating Stage 2. Stage 2 begins when the first 10 players are whitelisted and begin to play. These 10 players will be what I am calling subcast members. They do not play as big of a role as the main cast, but are important to keep the server running smoothly. They will be held responsible for their actions and will be expected to help new players. They will essentially be staff without authority. Together, the subcast and the main cast will complete some tasks that will allow for the next 10 players to join. The main cast, along with the 20 subcast, will complete the final task. After this task, the server will open to the public, starting Stage 3. Stage 3 starts once the whitelist is removed from the server, allowing new players to join. There will be a player limit which will increase over time. In the future, I plan on even having a queue system that will also allow ranked players to be able to join even when the server is full. Since every dollar spent on the server is currently coming out of my pocket, the server queue may be smaller for a longer period. I plan on designing ways for the server to make money through online purchases as well as merch. I have even thought about making season passes that offer special items to those who subscribe. If you have any questions, the link to the Discord server will be in the description of this video as well as on the website. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next update.